Welcome to Learn Your Lines, an acting technique. I use the phrase learn your lines instead of the more common memorize your lines. Actors don't struggle with lines because they have a poor memory. A good memory isn't what's needed to master your lines. What is required is a systematic technique that combines the art of acting with the science of memory. With this technique, you will learn your lines as you simultaneously establish performance energy and explore acting choices that will make your character come alive. This is done within what we refer to as the 3-3-3 pattern. The rule of three is an artistic, psychological, and scientific principle that asserts that our brain actively attaches significance to anything that is presented to it in a repetition of three. A repetition of three is the smallest number required to create a pattern. This compactness allows the 3-3-3 pattern to make the quickest and most efficient use of your time. The three phases of the 3-3-3 pattern are the reading phase, the accessing phase, and the acting phase. As the name suggests, each phase is taken through a 3-3-3 pattern. In the reading phase, your focus is on the creation of performance power. At no time during this phase will you make a conscious effort to memorize lines. You won't need to. Instead, you will use your lines to test and expand the limits of your performance power. In this process, your lines are stored in your memory without conscious effort. This lays the foundation for automatic and accurate recall. In the accessing phase, you practice accessing the lines that you stored during the reading phase. This is done by shaping the power you built during the reading phase into clear and focused delivery of your character's lines. When these two phases are complete, you will finish your work with the acting phase. In this final phase, you break away from the conscious process of accessing your lines and move toward the subconscious experience of living your role. Your goal is to break through to the point where the technique melts away and the natural processes of living take over. This technique breaks your work down into meaningful and manageable portions. Once you get into the rhythm of the 3-3-3 pattern, you'll find that the entire process becomes automatic. With a little discipline and effort, you'll discover that you found a technique that delivers results quickly, accurately, and meaningfully. Knowing how the science of memory works will make the process clearer and allow you to take advantage of all its creative possibilities. Your experience using a computer can connect the science to the art of this technique. The processes of the computer are based on the processes of the human brain. Both your computer and your brain have a memory. When you work on the computer, you create a file. After you create a file, you put it in your computer's memory. If you create more than one file, you create a system of folders. This way, when you need your file, you can access it quickly from the proper folder in your computer's memory. The more efficient your folder system, the more quickly you are able to access your files. Using our technique, you will approach learning your lines in these same steps. To begin, you will work from your script to create a series of line files. Your line files will be organized in a simple and efficient system of virtual folders. Each folder will be linked in chronological sequence. That way, when you finish accessing your line files from one folder, the line link will automatically open to the next folder, giving you instant access. The success of this technique, first, relies on your ability to create accurate files. This will be done in the reading phase using the 3-3-3 pattern. In the accessing phase, you will use the 3-3-3 pattern to practice accessing your line files using simple line and action cues in a playful and vigorous manner. After the reading and accessing phases have been taken through the 3-3-3 pattern, you will use the pattern again in the acting phase. Here, you will hone your choices into subtle, nuanced pursuit of your character's objectives. These choices will be informed by the power and clarity of the reading and accessing phases. You will have learned your lines and arrive at a stage-worthy character with minimal reliance on your memory. Before you engage in the organization and practice of the 3-3-3 pattern, you'll need to know how to approach each of the 3 phases. Let's begin there. In each of the next 3 lessons, you will practice each phase with a line of dialogue from Shakespeare's play, King Lear. The line is, "Peace, Kent, come not between the dragon and his wrath." Once you understand how each phase works, the organization of your work into virtual folders will become clear, and you'll move quickly to using the technique successfully. You'll try it out in the next episode. We'll see you then.